Hollywood shines bright, but behind the flashing lights and red carpets, many stars have battled demons they couldn't escape. Why do some of the biggest names in entertainment turn to alcohol to numb their pain? From icons like Frank Sinatra and Elizabeth Taylor to modern stars like Bradley Cooper and Ben Affleck, addiction has ruined careers, shattered families, and even claimed lives. Here are 25 stars in Hollywood who were drunk. 25. Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper, known for The Hangover and A Star is Born, has been sober for over a decade. "I wouldn't have been able to take care of my father when he was sick if I hadn't changed," he shared in 2015. His journey shows how addiction affects not just the individual, but their loved ones. Since getting sober, he has thrived as an actor and director.
If I haven't thanked you yet, just...
You just say you're up there.
Yeah, I know. Man, and I'll sing with him for a company of such wonderful musicians. This is a dream come true, and all I can say is believe in yourself and don't give up, because there is a spot on that stage for you. Good night.
Shit. Oh, fuck. Oh, you get man. Hang on.
Just turn it.
24. Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt privately battled alcohol addiction for years. After his 2017 divorce from Angelina Jolie, he quit drinking. "I used alcohol to run from feelings," he told GQ. "You either deny them or face them and evolve."
Running to things to avoid tough feelings, painful feelings. I just didn't know how to deal with them, and looking for anything I found that I used for escape.
Sobriety helped him focus on personal growth, fatherhood, and his career. 23rd. Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck, known for Good Will Hunting and Batman v Superman, struggled with alcoholism for years. After multiple rehab stays, he committed to sobriety in 2018, crediting Bradley Cooper and Robert Downey Jr. for their support. "I've made mistakes, but I've learned to own up to them," he shared. 22. Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra wasn't just known for his voice. He also loved Jack Daniels, reportedly drinking a bottle a day. His drinking fueled bad tempers, fights with journalists, and tense movie sets. One ex-wife hid when she saw him drinking gin, knowing trouble would follow. After his death in 1998, a bottle of Jack Daniels was placed in his casket. 21st. Leonard Nimoy. Leonard Nimoy, famous as Mr. Spock, used alcohol to cope with the pressures of fame. His co-star William Shatner said Nimoy drank to numb himself from expectations. After Star Trek ended, he sought treatment and quit drinking, but he replaced it with another addiction: smoking. Unfortunately, it eventually led to his passing in 2015 at the age of 83. 20. Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor battled alcohol and painkiller addiction for years. In 1983, she became the first major celebrity to publicly check into rehab at the Betty Ford Center. "If I can get help, so can you," she said, inspiring others to seek treatment. After getting sober, she dedicated her life to AIDS awareness and raised millions for research. Her journey showed that even after addiction, it's possible to turn things around and make a difference. 19th. Richard Burton. Richard Burton's drinking was legendary. At his worst, he downed up to 3 bottles of vodka a day. Even when asked to stay sober for a film, he reportedly said, "I'll cut down to 1 bottle a day." Despite his addiction, he delivered incredible performances, including Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, earning an Oscar nomination. Years of drinking took a toll, and he died in 1984 from liver cirrhosis and kidney failure. 18. Bela Lugosi. Famous for Dracula, Bela Lugosi battled alcohol and morphine addiction. On set, he once hid behind a curtain with a gun, telling director Ed Wood, "Eddie, I'm going to die tonight, and I want to take you with me." Wood handed him a scotch, and he calmed down, but he never fully recovered. 17. Cary Grant. Cary Grant, known for his suave persona, battled alcoholism in the 1950s. Seeking help, he turned to therapy, where his doctor suggested an unusual treatment, LSD. At the time, it was considered a breakthrough. Grant later credited it with changing his life, saying, "It helped me understand myself." His journey to sobriety was unconventional, but brought him peace. He lived to 82, leaving a lasting legacy. 16. Oliver Reed. Oliver Reed's acting was often overshadowed by his wild drinking. His alcohol-fueled brawls left him with permanent scars. Even when cast in Gladiator, director Ridley Scott made him promise to stay sober. However, Reed died after a drinking contest in Malta before completing the film. He had once joked, "My only regret is not drinking every pub dry." His final scenes were finished using CGI, making his role a bittersweet farewell. 15. Michael Landon. Michael Landon, beloved for Bonanza and Little House on the Prairie, secretly battled addiction. He discreetly mixed whiskey into his coffee on set, a habit his co-stars barely noticed. "I never realized he drank that much," said Melissa Gilbert, who played his daughter. Along with alcohol, he smoked 4 packs a day, which likely led to the pancreatic cancer that claimed his life at 54-14. Dean Martin. Dean Martin was often seen with a drink in hand, fueling his image as a heavy drinker. However, friends later revealed he mostly sipped apple juice during performances. "It was all part of the act," his daughter said. In reality, Martin was a devoted family man who kept his drinking in check. Unlike many peers, he lived a long life, passing at 78 with his Hollywood legend intact. 13. Barbara Payton. Barbara Payton was a rising star in the 1950s, working with James Cagney and Gary Cooper, but alcohol ruined her career and life. Arrested multiple times for public intoxication, she was found sleeping at a bus stop in 1962, wearing a coat and swimsuit. Eventually, she turned to fraud and prostitution to survive. She died at just 39 from heart and liver disease. 12. John Barrymore. John Barrymore, part of a legendary acting family, was a brilliant performer known for Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and Shakespearean roles. But off-screen, he battled severe alcoholism. His second wife once found him drinking her perfume. In 1933, he played a drunken actor in Dinner at 8, a role sadly mirroring his real life. As his addiction worsened, he relied on cue cards. His career declined, and in 1942, he died at 60 from alcohol-related issues. 11. Peter O'Toole. Peter O'Toole, best known for Lawrence of Arabia, was one of Hollywood's hardest drinkers. He once joked, "Drinking was just part of our culture back then." He and Omar Sharif were so terrified of camels, they stayed drunk while filming raid scenes. Later, O'Toole admitted, "I don't remember much of it. I was too drunk." Years of alcohol abuse led to severe health problems, requiring surgery. 10. Robert Shaw. Robert Shaw's drinking made filming Jaws even tougher. Besides shark malfunctions and bad weather, the cast endured his scotch-fueled arguments, especially with Richard Dreyfuss. Frustrated, Dreyfuss once threw Shaw's drink into the ocean. He was often too drunk to perform, except in one scene where his character was supposed to be intoxicated, because he actually was. His drinking took a toll, and he died of a heart attack in 1978 at 51 years old. 9. Lon Chaney Jr. Known for The Wolfman, Lon Chaney Jr. struggled with alcoholism and depression. After Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein, he attempted suicide. Banned from William Randolph Hearst's mansion for bad behavior, he was later accused of being drunk on live TV. Alcohol took a toll, leading to cancer and liver disease. 8. Albert Finney, star of Tom Jones and Aaron Brockovich. Albert Finney drank heavily for years. "I drank a lot, had fun, but I wonder how I managed it," he admitted. A 1984 kidney cancer diagnosis made him quit. He recovered and acted until 2012, passing away in 2019 at 82. 7. Spencer Tracy. One of Hollywood's most respected actors, Spencer Tracy battled alcoholism. After each film, he took drinking retreats, locking himself in hotels for days. Even after 5 years of sobriety, he admitted, "Every time I see a martini, I still want one." Despite efforts to quit, alcohol remained a lifelong struggle. 6. Gig Young. An Oscar-winning actor battled alcohol and Valium addiction, which affected his career. He was even fired from Blazing Saddles after collapsing on set. His life took a dark turn on October 19, 1978. 3 weeks after marrying his fifth wife, Kim Schmidt, he shot her in the head before turning the gun on himself. His motive remains unknown, but addiction played a major role in his downfall. 5. Jan Michael Vincent. Jan Michael Vincent, star of Airwolf, was once the highest-paid actor on TV, but his drinking and drug use led to on-set delays and ultimately caused the show's cancellation. His addiction worsened, leading to a serious car accident that left him with a broken back, and later, the loss of part of his leg. His once handsome looks faded, and he spent his final years battling severe health problems before passing away in 2019. 4. Errol Flynn. Errol Flynn, famous for the adventures of Robin Hood, lived a life of excess. He drank so much that people called him Cirrhosis by the Sea because of the alcohol consumed on his boat. He partied with figures like Fidel Castro and was often drunk on set. In his 30s, doctors warned him that his heart and liver were failing, but he didn't stop. He died of a heart attack at just 50. 3. Humphrey Bogart. A legendary actor, Humphrey Bogart was also a heavy drinker. A friend said, "Bogart is a great guy until about 11:30 p.m. Then, he turns into someone else in sight." His drinking affected work. During Sahara, he refused to leave his dressing room without martinis. He once stole a restaurant safe while drunk. Years of alcohol and smoking led to cancer, diagnosed in 1956. Even in his final days, he was often seen with a drink. 2. Gail Russell. Gail Russell, shy and introverted, actress Gail Russell turned to alcohol to cope with anxiety. Her drinking worsened after her divorce, leading to multiple DUI arrests. She made a brief comeback in 7 Men From Now, 1955, but continued to struggle. In 1961, she was found dead at 36 from acute and chronic alcoholism. 1. Bernard Lee, famous as M in James Bond. Bernard Lee turned to alcohol after personal tragedies, including his wife's death, financial struggles, and a mugging. His drinking was so severe he was kept in his dressing room to prevent sneaking alcohol. Even Richard Burton admitted, "I couldn't keep up with him." He died at 73 from stomach cancer, likely caused by years of drinking. Who is your favorite actor? Do let us know in the comment section below. And for more such amazing videos, do subscribe to our channel.